Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling and it's Thursday 5th of January. Thanks for watching once again, and thanks for supporting the site as well, because it's all kept free of charge by the adverts that you see around the site here. So thank you for supporting the sponsors and the advertisers too. The weather over the last few weeks has really been dominated by the jet stream, and shows quite nicely here. This is last night's analysis of the jet stream. The colours here are the strongest winds. This is from meteocenter.com. And you can see here the jet stream blowing through the British Isles there, look. Wind speeds reported at 185 knots at 250 millibars last night. That's high up in the atmosphere, but still that's quite a remarkable speed. Hence the reason that we've got such changeable, such unsettled conditions at the moment. And it's the jet stream that we've been following north and south through the last sort of 6 or 7 weeks. It just amazes me that you never hear anything about this on the television, and it really is the jet stream which is the driving factor of the weather at the present time. And talking of the jet stream, this is the 7 to 8 day mean 500 millibar flow from next Thursday through to Sunday the 15th, and this is the ECMWF interpretation on the left, GFS on the right. So we're comparing two models here, and the closer together the lines are, it shows us where the jet stream is, and you can see there's still a difference between these two models. The ECMWF has got above normal heights down to the south of the country, but it's got a strong jet leaving the eastern coast of the States into mid-Atlantic, but then breaks the jet stream up before it hits the British Isles, hinting at more settled conditions the back end of next week. GFS makes a stronger play of the build of pressure, the above normal heights in these oranger colours across the southern parts of the country, and also makes more of keeping the jet stream intact here, look, towards the north. Out of the two, it's very difficult to say at the moment which one of these two patterns is going to be winning the day. Really what they're crucially dependent on is this trough across the eastern parts of the States and the knock-on effect that that has through the atmosphere. My suspicion is that the GFS may just be closer to the truth as far as this goes, and I think what might happen is that the jet stream is across the north of the country during the back end of the week into next weekend, bring some very mild air across southern parts of England, but that could really be the flop before the flip, because what we could then find is that colder air piles up towards the pole, and I think that may well then nudge the jet stream southwards to be over southern England or northern France during the second half of January, and it's that could be bringing us some cooler conditions. But the jury is well and truly out on that at the moment. Confidence is fairly low, and we've got no backup from the models, so we need to watch them closely over the coming days. That's how the North Atlantic Oscillation shapes up. Look, it's going off from positive down to bouncing along the neutral line here, and that's indicative of the westerly winds across the Atlantic weakening, hence the reason we're seeing this high pressure building in across the UK, or forecast to build in across the UK during the latter part of next week, or at least across the south of the UK. The Arctic Oscillation, well, that's going back into positive territory around the 9th or the 10th, so early next week, but then it comes off, look, quite strongly during the middle to the end of January. It's the Arctic Oscillation when it's in positive mode that keeps the cold air up over the poles, but once it slips into negative, that cold air can drain further southwards. So that's indicative again of this colder air trying to get in, and this change of pattern shifting the jet stream southwards in the second half of January. Just a comparison between the models for you. This is the ECMWF for next Sunday. Shows deep area low pressure to the north, look, and a deep trough. But if you compare that to the GFS for the same time, then yep, still low pressure to the north, but making far less look of the trough. So there are these subtle differences between the models just at the moment. So let's just whiz through the detail then. This is how things shape up over the coming days, and this is from weatheronline.co.uk. It's from the GFS model. There's the time in the top left hand corner. Here's today. Here's our area of low pressure, which has been bringing these really strong winds down across the country during last night and through this morning. Now you'll notice how through tonight we get a ridge of high pressure build in, and then through tomorrow the high kind of hangs around, but we are going to get a weak front coming into western parts of the country, bringing clouds and some spots of drizzle through Scotland, through northwest England, through West Wales and through Ireland too. Through the latter part of Friday into Saturday, high pressure is still around, and that's going to be building through during the course of Sunday. And so I think on Sunday we are going to be finding some fairly settled conditions across the country. So all in all, the weekend is not shaping up to be too bad. Now after that, the GFS kind of goes off on one a little bit, so I think we need to take the means of what's happening, and I think what we can take is that pressure is building towards the south during next week. That edges its way northwards. It brings drier and warmer conditions during next week, and in fact these are the temperature anomalies from today through to next Thursday, and you can see with temperatures around or above normal across much of the British Isles, and in fact across much of Europe too. Some very warm conditions across Eastern Europe, but look colder across western parts of Spain and Portugal. And as far as precipitation is concerned, well, here's that high building in again. Look, this is the precipitation from today through to next Thursday in terms of the anomaly, and you can see how we're dry across the British Isles as that high pressure moves its way northwards. So we're looking at 25 to 50% of normal rainfall across much of the country, although these western parts of Scotland, northwest England may get near a normal rainfall, particularly through this weekend, just as outbreaks of rain move in. And you can see here how much of Central and Eastern Europe are much wetter than we are. It's here where the rainfall is at the moment, but we're protected by this area of high pressure as it builds upwards during the coming week. So very little rainfall on the way, and it looks as if it will get much milder towards the back end of next week before turning cooler into the week after. Thanks for watching, and keep the sun shining.